Hello, gorgeous. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. It is your girl, Tamika. She is Tamika and Tamika is she. Ay, she is Tamika and Tamika is she. Ay, she is Tamika and Tamika is me. All right, so I'm going to give my reverse diet update. So buckle your seatbelt. Let's get right into it, because this might be a long one, but I will tell you it is very informative and you will learn something by the end of this video. All right, so please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this as I share with you my reverse diet while I am on Mounjaro. I have officially gained 11 pounds since starting my reverse diet on Mounjaro. And before you panic, okay, let me explain why that's an actual good thing. In this video, I'm sharing my 1 month update with the Retinal Scale revealed about my body composition and why this extra weight is helping me build muscle, balance my hormones, and increase my metabolism. Yes, girl. If you ever been scared to eat more while on GLP-1 medication, this one is for you. So I'm going to break this up into a couple of categories. First, I'm just going to give you just a brief rundown. Then I'm going to give you my glucose numbers from my wellness checkup that we get once a year from my job, which goes towards, the credit will go towards my insurance, my health insurance to be exact. Then I'm going to give you the Retinal Scale results. The Retinal Scale results. And then I'm going to give you like a little bit of my layout of what I have planned for next month. So like I said, all of this, you will be able to learn from it. So it's not just for me, it is also for you. And just keep in mind that this is not just for GLP-1 users. This is for everybody, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, so I hope my mic is working very well. Okay, anywho. All right, so just a brief rundown. I was on Zepbound for a year. 5 months, I did a hard stop because I wanted to do a reverse diet. So a reverse diet is getting out of just basically reversing your calorie intake and increasing it. So if you are in a low deficit, like how I was, around 1,200 calories or less, you know, your body is not designed to eat that way consistently for a very long time. So in order to increase your metabolism, you're going to have to eat a little bit more. I'm so sorry, but this is what it is. I mean, it is science-based, okay? So I had to eat a little bit more, but I felt like I needed to get off the injections to do it at that present time. That is how I felt. So for 5 months, for 90 days out of the 5 months, I decided to do a reverse diet, increase my calories, and I was able to increase it up to 2,300. Kudos to me. I went from 133 soaking wet with muscle loss, all of that, all the way up to 157-ish pounds. All right, so when I got there, of course, I was bloated, everything going on with my digestive system. So I decided to take a break and was like, let me start my cut. Because that's how you know you are going to have to get out of that reverse or that calorie surplus. Just to break it down just a little bit more simpler, you do not have to eat 2,300 calories if you are eating 1,200 calories, okay? That is not what I'm saying. What you would want to do is eat up to your maintenance. My maintenance at the time was roughly around 15 to 1,600 calories. Not even 16, just really 15. And I decided to increase it even more. So I chose to go into a calorie surplus because I wanted to raise up my metabolism. Okay, so around August 13th, which is my birthday, I decided that I wanted to get back on the GLP-1 injection so I can continue my maintenance phase. So with that being said, on my birthday, I took my first Mounjaro shot. I started on 5 milligrams. And there goes the thunder. Okay, so then I started taking it every week. Why did I take it every week? I shouldn't have done that, because when I take injections every week, I end up dropping weight. So eventually, after a month, I decided to take it every 2 weeks. And then I was like, you know what? I think it was around the end of September was when I was like, you know what? I am going to take my injection once a month. I decided to take it a week ahead of time because I knew I was going out of town the first week of October. So I wanted to go ahead and have the 2 point. So what I did was I titrated down. I went from 5 milligrams to 7.5. And then I was like, nope, that's too strong. I asked my doctor to put me on 2.5 so I can take my injections once a month. So I have not had an injection since, I think it was September 26th, okay? So I will not take another injection until the first Monday of November, which will be next Monday. Now that I got you all sped up, if you want to know more detail, I'm sorry, you will have to look at those videos, but this video is for the results. So, okay, so now that I got you up to speed, I decided that I wanted to do another reverse diet because within that month and a week or two, I lost all of my gains that I gained over the 5 months of me doing, of my 5-month break off of the GLP-1 medication. So basically my 90 days went all to waste of trying to do the reverse diet. I did get some significant gains for me. My body didn't look like I had gained 24, 25 pounds. I started to lose that weight again, and I should have some pictures up here so that you can see how my transformation. During this time, I was doing the 75 soft challenge, and I did end up dropping some weight. I went from, I think it was within 2 days, I ended up losing some weight, but I count 153 all the way down to 145. So that was significant for me, for my frame. I am 5'4", so therefore I lost pretty much all of my gains, and my little round booty turned into a flat pancake. I didn't have enough time to really build enough muscle because I should have stayed at least not in a bulk, but I should have just body recomped from that, from my maintenance, and just kept strength training, but I didn't because I just freaked out over the weight that I was gaining and my hips were spreading. So needless to say, I decided I'm going to do this reverse diet again. So that is exactly what I did these past 4 weeks. Well, now 5 because October was had an extra week in it, but I did very well. So let's go ahead and let me share with you the glucose numbers. But first I want to say that I strength trained. I increased my strength training and was very consistent and intentional with my strength training. Tuesday, I did my wellness check. I forgot that I wanted to fast because last year I didn't fast, and rightfully so. My appointment was at 2:30, so who was going to fast up until 2:30? Not me. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and ate breakfast. Okay, my normal. I went to work. My friend brought in Dunkin' Donuts, the munchies, the little small round balls. I had 4 of those, so those little small round ones. I was like, so delicious. And then I realized my appointment was at 9:15 a.m. and I was like, should I go or should I just cancel and just reschedule for another day? I said, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and go in there. So I did, and immediately when I sat down with my provider, I just went into like a panic mode. I told her, hey, I am on the GLP-1 medication. I used to have a perfect BMI and I used to have a perfect weight. I no longer have that anymore. So the scale might go up and my BMI might say that I am overweight, but just to let you know that I was on track. But I'm not like that on track anymore. You know, I'm not as small and tiny as I was. And then she was like, that's okay, because I too was on the GLP-1. So she went ahead and took my blood, put it on that little paper thing so I can get my glucose numbers. And then she weighed me, took my height, and then we started talking more about the GLP-1. So then she explained to me like, hey, like I was on the GLP-1. I got so small. I went down to my lowest at 129 pounds. My mom was nervous for me because she said that I was looking sick, like I was skinny. Veins and stuff like that was showing. I had the Ozempic body is basically what she was saying to me. And then she said, I feel happy now because now I'm at 145 pounds and now I'm trying to build muscle. I said, what? I said, I would not be able to look at you and say that you were on the GLP-1 medication. Like, her body looks good. And so I showed her, I shared with her a picture of myself, and it was a short that I had put out about me, like, no longer chasing the scale. Like, skinny and small I was. I'm not sure. That's how tiny I was. Okay. Now to y'all might be like, girl, that's not small. Yes, it is small. It was pretty small for my frame. My undergarments, my panties, my size small, looked like they belonged to my daughter. That's how tiny I was. So when she blew it up, she was like, yes, I can see your neck, your, like, everything. Like, she blew it up and she was like, I can see all of that around your neck. It's not really showing up on here. And then she's like, I can see it in your face. So she's like, I can tell you were too small, but right now you look perfect. I said, bet. Then she explained to me, which was an eye opener for me, was that, you know, she's like, are you lifting weights? I said, yes. I showed her my muscles, of course. And she's like, now let's go ahead and get into the numbers. So then she was like, okay, this is your BMI right now. Now, mind you, I really don't care to share my BMI, my weight anymore with you guys, because some people can take it a little overboard. And then another thing, my weight really doesn't matter at this point because I'm not on a weight loss journey. I'm in a body recomposition. So therefore my weight is going to fluctuate up and down. Now, mind you, I weighed myself that morning. I was 155 pounds. Of course, when I ate, I ended up gaining 2 pounds. So I was 157. No biggie. So then she said, okay, so your BMI, I believe it's a 27. I should have it up here somewhere. And so she said, you're considered overweight. But she says, don't worry, because you're lifting weights. You will never have a perfect BMI as long as you're lifting weights and you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, right? I said, no. So therefore, you're fine. So she read me all my numbers. Everything was good until we got to the glucose. And mind you, I did not fast. And it was marked on there that I didn't fast. So my numbers were lower than somebody who would have fasted. I believe mine was a 63. And if somebody would have fasted, the lowest would have been 65. Even though I was still in the good mark, you know, as far as like someone who did fast, I was at 63 when the lowest was 65. But because I didn't fast, I still fell in the markers, but it was just a little off. So I looked at her and I was like, that doesn't make sense because I had donuts. And she was like, well, maybe your body just processes those simple carbs differently. So I said, okay, all right, no problem. She said, it's nothing to be alarmed about, but your glucose will come back in 2 weeks. But I can guarantee you, not your glucose, but your A1C numbers will come back. You will be fine. So it's nothing like very alarming. I got on the phone with Kim J. I did share my results with Twan and Kim J. And Kim, she called me up because she was trying to get me to understand the whole meaning behind complex carbs and simple carbs. I understand that concept, but I kept relating it back to calories. And I'm like, well, I'm getting enough calories. There's no reason for me to even be having those type of numbers. The calories just get more complex carbs, because that can slow down the digestion. Because when you're eating more simple carbs to reach those calories, your body is processing it very fast and it spikes up and then you hit a low, spikes up and hit a low. But if you have complex carbs, it can kind of level out and you won't have those highs and lows and those dips and all of that. Nobody wants to take a trip around the world like that and you can end up passing out, right? So with that being said, after a long conversation, I realized, I'm like, Kim, this could have been a video, you and I talking about this, and we were reading the labels together. And I thank you for trying to educate me on the importance of fueling my body with more whole food complex carbs versus simple carbs just to reach a number. Lesson learned again. Okay. So, and when I tell you the next day, that's when I did that grocery haul. If you guys saw it, And in that grocery haul, I was mentioning the complex carbs. When I tell you, my weight was at a halt. So I went from 157 to 156, of course, because I had 8, whatever. But my weight stayed at 156 for about 3 or 4 days. And I was still eating 22 to 2,300 calories. Right then was when I decided, okay, no more bulking. I'm not going to try to go any higher. Let me give my digestion a break and just focus on the whole foods as much as possible. And when I did that, my weight stayed the same. It didn't start to drop until over the weekend. And then that's when I realized, dang, just me altering my carb intake I dropped 3 pounds over the weekend. I went from 156 down to 153.4 just Saturday and Sunday. All right, so now let me share with you the Retinal Scale, because I want you to understand that within a month's time, your girl muscle, within that month of gaining 11 pounds, my numbers look very good. So my muscle mass went up 3. So I went from a 96.2 all the way to a 99.4. All right, so 3 pounds of muscle. The next one is the fat. So my fat went up, of course, it is going to happen. The fat went up 3.2%. So I went from a 29 to a 32.6. Anytime you're going to eat more and go into a calorie surplus, you're going to gain a little bit of fat. It is to be expected. There's no way around it. The next one is, I think this is water. No, my calorie. So my BMR raised up 31 calories. So 1374 all the way up to 1404. That's a good thing. I want my BMR to be raised up because that means I'm increasing my metabolism. The next one is the weight. So I went from 145 to 156, as I've already explained to you. And now I am currently, and you will see it up here, is that I am now at 153 pounds, 0.4. Take is still between 21 and 2,300 calories. So I'm in a slight deficit from that 2,300. And my deficit is coming from bringing in more cardio, not because of me decreasing my calories. I'm bringing in more cardio and I cut back on the carbs, and I'm not eating a whole lot of simple carbs. I'm eating more complex carbs. So all of this is a progress. Like, it's all work. It requires data. It requires you to stay the course. It requires you to not pay so much attention to the Retinal Scale, because had I had been getting on the Retinal Scale every single day within that month, I would have been like, why isn't my fat going down far enough? Why aren't I building enough muscle? How come my water weight is still the same? How come this and how come that? So what I did was I would just get on the scale and not let it register on the app at all. I am going to be doing a 1-year update of my maintenance journey. Yes, I have been in a maintenance journey for over a year. Since last year in October, around this time, I was in maintenance on Zepbound, and it was 7.5 is when I started my maintenance, and then titrated down to 5 milligrams. So I want to give that update because in that year, I did develop body dysmorphia, and I do want to share more about that, okay? Even though I shared it before, but I just want to give you more of an update. Okay, so as you can see, the scale doesn't always tell the full story. Yes, I gained 11 pounds, but that weight came with strength, more muscle, and a healthier metabolism. Win-win. And honestly, that's what this journey is all about. Learning to trust your body again instead of living in consistent restriction. If you're in a reverse diet phase, or you're scared to eat more while on Mounjaro or the GLP-1 medication, or just scared to eat in general, please know that this is part of the healing process. Your body needs fuel to build and to feel good. Next month, I'll be sharing my update progress, including new strength goals, how I am adjusting to my calories again. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications, because This journey is just getting started. And remember, ladies, we're not chasing skinny, we're chasing strong, confident, and balanced. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, gorgeous.